Hello community, welcome to a new story titled, My Lover's Spouse Found Out and Won't Stop Calling Me. Well, let's get started, and don't forget to stay tuned for new stories and updates. My 56-year-old lover and I have been together for 9 years. His wife found out about a month ago. She called me to tell me she knew and to stop calling him. She then called me 5 times last night around 1 a.m. and left 4 voicemails. One that said she will call my office and another that threatened to destroy my life. I completely understand why she's acting this way. I was young when I met Lover. I haven't talked to her, but it sounds like she wants to know details. Should I call her back even though Lover told me not to talk to her at all? Might have been a drunk call. Lover and I are no longer together and talk. Edit. Thanks everyone for your input. I just want to state that he was the first to approach me when I was young. For those who are judging, I understand. I was young and in a vulnerable state. Not only did I eventually love him, but I also looked up to him as a mentor and went to him for advice. He was my sounding board. My 20s were not glamorous. I had a lot of family problems and still am dealing with it till this day. I'm not trying to victimize myself. I believe in karma and I know that the relationship I had with him will be frowned upon by most, but I was really in love. I understand and feel terrible for what his wife is going through, but will definitely respect her wishes of not contacting him again. I know when I find my next love and get married, karma will get me. I have already accepted that. I knew this day would come. It's a hard lesson to learn, and it's also not easy having to hear these types of voicemails. For those judging me, well, I thought this would be a safe space to get feedback. I know what I've done. There's a lot to unpack, and I didn't realize until my late 20s. I realized he may have used me for intimacy purposes, but I regret none of the great times we've had, although I'm now going to therapy for it. Some relationships don't last forever and people come into your life to teach you a lesson. This is one of them. For those that provided support in the comments, thank you. Comments. 1. First, block her number. Yes, it's natural she's upset, but that doesn't give her carte blanche to threaten you. Next, send a message to your ex and tell her that if she calls back, you are going to file a complaint about the threats and that you need to take care of it. Sorry you are dealing with this. 2. 100% this, preserve those voicemail threats. Give your ex-lover one notice that if the wife comes at you again, you'll go to the AITA to report her assault/threats and retain counsel to get a restraining order that you'll have served on her at her workplace or at her house in front of her family. Her husband's betrayal does not give her license to abuse you. Stay strong and keep your chin up. Second story. Letting go of my first love. About a month ago I, F21, was blindsided by my boyfriend of 3.5 years, M20, admitting to cheating on me and leaving me completely out of the blue. I had taken an internship over the summer 4 hours away, but still managed to see him 2 to 3 times a month. Nothing seemed amiss. When I had finally moved back to school and settled in at the end of August, he admitted that he had cheated on me with a new friend not 2 weeks after I had left. He had told me about her over the summer, even sent pictures with her in them, but I did not feel threatened at all because I thought I knew him. The entire summer he acted as if nothing had changed, and had even taken me on a really nice date just a couple days before dumping me. He told me that he had fallen out of love with me in spring, and that he had continued the relationship because he was afraid of hurting me and he still felt comfortable with me. He said he needs to find himself since we had been together since we were so young, start therapy, and stay single for a while. But I have come to find out that he is still perusing the girl he cheated on me with, despite her also having a partner. He wants nothing to do with me now, but he also told me he hopes we can be friends in the future. I am in complete shock still. For reference, we had been friends for a year before getting together senior year of high school. We started out long distance before going to separate colleges close by. We both had our share of life stressors to deal with, but in general the relationship was extremely healthy. We were best friends. All of my friends are just as shocked as I am. Even my parents couldn't believe it when I told them. He was extremely good to me. We shared the same ideals and life goals. He communicated his feelings well, and we had grown together as people throughout the relationship, or so I thought. I am in shambles. I am still deeply in love with the person I thought he was. I cannot believe he has not loved me for months. Up until the day he left, he was telling me he loved me and was acting completely normal. I do not know how to move on, or how I am ever going to open up to another person again. I've been in zero contact since it happened, started therapy, removed everything of his from my house, started running, and joined a research project to distract myself. I have great friends and family who have shown me so much love and support throughout this. But it feels like none of it is working. I am holding it together on the outside and my friends all think I am taking it well, but inside I feel like a part of me died. I think about him 24/7. I know he has changed and that I will never have him in my life again, but I miss him more than anything. I am so afraid that I will never be able to love someone as innocently and completely as I did him after this. I do not know how to make myself fall out of love. If anyone has any tips, or a similar situation they got through, please let me know. Thank you. Comments. You need to mourn him properly and move on, since he will never appear to you in the same manner ever again. For now it's only a stranger there. You'll find a love in your future where you'll question any relationship in the past. Good luck. 1. I'm going through something similar and I have to make the decision on if I should stay or leave. It feels like your whole world is shattering, so I really relate to your post. OP. Just know that if you've been hurt by them, you deserve so much better, and that although it hurts, leaving is ultimately the best option. I hope you're okay. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. 2. Take your time and don't try to force things. You are doing all the right things. It just takes time. I have been married for 32 years and love my wife and family with everything I have, but when I think of my first love and the 8 years we had together when I was your age, it still brings a smile to my face. In time you will meet someone else and fall in love with them. They will be the right person at the right time in your life, and hopefully you will be able to remember this time and the fond memories you had together rather than the pain you feel right now. I promise you, with time, the pain will subside. One of my favorite quotes is by Amy Harmon: "Hurting is feeling, and feeling is living, and isn't it good to be alive?" What did you think about this story? Also, do not forget to stay tuned for new stories and updates. Greetings. 3rd story. I slept with a friend who's engaged. We met on Friday night. Everything was planned out. She told me that same day that she and her fiancé had broken up, earlier in the week, and did she want to go out? I said yes, under the impression that they are no longer together. I'm single, for the record. Earlier tonight she messages me that while she doesn't regret us sleeping together, her and her fiancé made up. I told her that I thought she had broken up with him. She tells me they had a huge argument and she felt their relationship was over. I told her that she lied then. She said, "Sorry, I did, but told me not tell anyone." I know her fiancé, but we aren't friends at all. I barely know the guy. She put me in a difficult position and I don't know what I should do. Comments. Well, that is a toxic girl. She is going to say that you lied. So you better have proof and be ready for some backlash. You are not going to win anyone over. Even though it is going to be that they took a temporary hiatus from each other and it gave her the opportunity to get some. So, be careful and be clear about your actions. He also may take you as a threat, trying to interfere with his relationship and kick your body. 1. The fiancé could see those messages where she confirmed to lying if she won't find any excuse for it. OP. I have the texts. That's what surprised me. She's not a toxic person or has ever shown to be one. I was not expecting her to pull this off. I'm also wondering how her fiancé will react. He definitely won't be happy to hear it. 2. Just do a favor to her fiancé and tell him. She is trying to hide it from him and lying. He deserves to know this. OP. The problem is I have no way of telling him besides face to face. The only way I can reach him is in person. 3. You should tell him. He's gotten back with her under the premise they only had an argument and made up. He deserves to know that this happened before deciding to move forward with her. It'll take the guilt off your conscience. The friendship may dissolve, but you'll likely be better for it. Friends don't put each other in those situations. 4. A true friend wouldn't put you in that position. It would be up to you if you told him, but either way, I would lose that friend and get STD tested because you don't know her as well as you thought. You don't know what she's up to and you really don't know where she's been. Good luck. What did you think about this story? Also, do not forget to stay tuned for new stories and updates. Greetings.